our military analyst, Sean Bell. I mean, this is so unnerving, isn't it, for the military, for men and women of all ranks in the armed forces. To see today's events unfold must be really worrying.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more worrying for the defence chiefs, to be brutally honest. Our men and women serve their country with great pride. The challenge, of course, is that they are so thinly spread. And, of course, there's been a successive of, like the Defence Review was done, as an independent look at what are the threats facing our country. It very clearly said, the government accepted it, but the harsh reality is I joined in the Cold War. We were spending 4% of defence spending. We had a threat. Ever since then, defence spending has dropped from 4% GDP down to the low 2%. We've actually saved about £1.4 trillion over defence because we weren't threatened. Now we are threatened. Russia is a growing threat. The SDR identified what we needed to do. And, of course, that needs a funding profile to go with it. And I think one of the frustrations for many of the service chiefs at the moment is that they are muzzled. They're not allowed to speak freely outside. But they recognise this is not an easy decision for the government to make. But they also recognise we've been seeing it. Navy ships not configured, loads of them at port because there isn't the resource there. We've been watching a whole raft of, particularly defence of this nation. We've been doing wars of choice going on. I've served in Bosnia, Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan, because we've configured our forces to go away from our island shores. As soon as you now need to protect our island, things like missile defence. We've watched Israel desperately using American missiles to defend itself. Likewise, Russia's been attacking Ukraine. We have no missile defence in this country. We are completely vulnerable. And that's because we haven't paid our premiums for insurance policy. It's not a question about what we did in the past. The world has changed. We need to configure. And if we don't prepare, because the best way to avoid war, to deter war, is to prepare for it. We've got a resurgent Russia. We need to pay our premiums. That is what's angering the service chiefs at the moment, because they know if we do not make this investment, you end up doing what Ukraine does, which is mass conscription, throwing bodies at the fight. That is absolutely not how we want to be fighting any war. We must be better prepared. And that's why this resignation is so important today.
And of course, the other issue is that it's all very well increasing defence spending, but the money you put in now may not be felt for some time in the future.
That's absolutely right. I mean, what the Defence Review said was that if you need to reconfigure your forces, you need less to be able to move it away from the UK, more in the UK. You go, right, I need more ships. Desperately need more ships. You can't just nip down to your supermarket and buy them. You need to commission them, they need to be built, then they need to be configured. It's 10 years to do that. Our current equipment programme in the military is completely chock-a-block. If you tried to just stop spending in the first 3 or 4 years, you'd probably still spend the same money cancelling those projects. So it has to be new money. Now, I am not naive enough. I've been through defence reviews before. I appreciate just how difficult it is for the government, because you either borrow money, that's not going to have an appetite. You increase taxes significantly, or you change your priorities. And unfortunately, there is only one obvious answer. And the number one priority of government is to defend our island nation. It is dangerous times. Russia is resurgent. It is on a war footing. The rest of NATO recognises this. We've made commitments to NATO. Somehow we've got to find a way of funding them.
OK, Sean, for the moment, thank you.